So now it says that this Hangout on Air is live. It's the little blue thing in the top corner that says that. Welcome, everyone. This is the Fem Party Vodcast, and we're live right now on the 19th of March, and today with a fashionable guest that we have, that is Lisa Glenberg, also called Modokanel. So this is, as we said last week, for you who weren't watching then, we have this tiny school project on media communication in Malmö Högskola, where we're doing this vodcast where we're trying to have a lovely feminist, gender and equality-based discussion live on YouTube and on our webpage, which is www.fempartyvodcast.com. So please join us live in a conversation. Please chat with us. It's easy to log in. And now I'm going to present all of us. So first, it's me. My name is Johanna. And for today's theme, actually, I'm going to say that I'm a mom, because today's theme is on motherhood. I'm a mom. I live a little bit outside of Lund. I do a lot of media and communication on my free time because I'm a student. Otherwise, I have worked for many years in the private business as a mobile phone quality tester, which is super boring. So now I'm going to present for you Gaudre.
Hi, I'm Gaudre. I'm from Lithuania, and I've always been interested in communication, and I've done bachelor studies in information and communication studies, and now, surprise, I'm in media and communication studies. So yeah, and I'm really looking forward to today's topic.
Super good. So next one is Hannah Lemoine. There you go, Hannah.
Thank you. Yeah, my name is Hannah Lemoine. I am also a mother of two children, two boys, as yet at least, and I have a bachelor in gender studies and a bachelor in media and communication studies, and now, of course, also studying the master's program in media and communications. And I also work as a quality consultant with specialization in including communications for businesses or stately instances. So, yeah, that's
General
me.
Stuff. So moving on to today's guest, we have the distinguished Lisa. Lisa, will you say something about yourself?
Hello. Yes, my name is Lisa. I'm living in Västerås, outside of Stockholm. I'm working in the public sector as an administrator. I have surprisingly little education, I suppose. I never went to university. I've lived abroad. I've lived in Ireland for about 8 years, and you might hear my lovely family in the background, my child, who is about 4, and my husband, trying to entertain each other.
That sounds just lovely. As you can see, it's only 4 of us today. Usually we're a bit more and we're flexible in the amount, so maybe next time when you join in, it'll be more of us. Anyway, I think Gaudre wanted to say something about today's theme. We're themed motherhood today, so we're going to talk about a few questions that Lisa has prepared, and just general thoughts about what it's like to be a mother in with today's feminism and so on. But Gaudre,
yeah,
please go ahead.
When we talked about motherhood just before this podcast, this idea occurred to us that talking about motherhood is more a girlish thing, and the thing that women usually do, and we actually understood that this is not fair, and that's actually what we do. We are for the equality, and we're for the opportunity to men to talk about this. We don't want to exclude them. We want them to join us because we think that children and motherhood and parenthood in general is a topic that everybody should be interested in. So yeah, that's kind of sums it up, does it? Maybe somebody wants to add something in?
No, I think that's the thing with this discussion in general, talking about motherhood. Who should be invited? Who should not be invited? What's it all about, so to speak? I don't know if anyone else wants to have a comment on that, or should we just start up with Lisa's topics? What do you think, Hannah?
Well, I think we forgot our funny stories.
That's
I
right.
want to say, but then I hadn't prepared one.
I'm so preoccupied with this topic, so of course we should go ahead with what happened since last time. We're totally new to this, so that's why we're missing out on the most important details. Let's do it. So Hannah, since you brought it up.
Yeah, let me start by saying that I also forgot to say that since I'm Swedish, but I live in Copenhagen in Denmark, so everyone knows where I am. And yeah, my funny story, what happened to me since last time is I found my bike after 16 months in Copenhagen. I've lost it. I've parked it outside my gym, and then it was too cold to ride the bike home, so I just took the train home. And then when I came back to get it a few weeks later, it was gone. And now, just for last week, I went down there again, and every time I've been there, I've been looking for it, and I haven't seen it. But this time I was like, okay, I'm going to give it a really good look once more. And then I fucking found it. Someone had apparently broken off what's it called? So the fucking bike couldn't stand anymore. So, and just put it against a wall in an angle there where I couldn't see it. And it was totally okay and fine, just a little bit rusty, but I found my fucking bike. It's like a Cinderella story.
Exactly.
It's a story, this never happens. I live in Lund, outside of Malmö, and it's just regular. The bikes get stolen, you never get them back. So this is a never heard before story, Hannah.
I know, it's a miracle.
Yeah, and I can feel your frustration back then, and now you know it's been for nothing.
That's true. So what's your story, Gaudre?
My story is not fun, and I didn't really have one until yesterday, because I was like, okay, I'm going to spoil this a bit. Johanna has a great story as well. And I was like, okay, I don't have anything to tell, but today I was going down the stairs like really fast, and I didn't step on my foot. I landed on my ankle, and it hurt a lot. But everything seems fine since I had quite good boots. I just sprayed it. I didn't like break it off or anything, but it didn't, like, one more inch and you would be seeing me in a hospital, and I wouldn't be drinking wine right now. Maybe I would have another companion right there, and she could wipe tea as well. Yes, that's me.
It's a lovely one. I think the story about the leg is terrible. Hurting yourself is not a fun story. Keep that in mind.
Like, no, the fun thing in that is that I didn't break it. I just sprained it. True. So no problem.
I like your positive attitude.
Yeah.
Me too. My attitude would not be as positive. Ever.
What happened to you?
Yeah, what happened to me? No, never mind me. Never mind me. Let's talk to Lisa.
Oh, something that happened to me recently.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I turned 30.
Mm.
I turned 30 last Sunday, so almost a week ago, and surprisingly, it was a really, really big deal. It was a huge. I woke up on the morning, Sunday morning, and I felt a new person. It was unbelievable. It was really, really nice.
I was just going to ask you how this has changed your life. I turned 36 years ago, and it was wonderful. It was the best day of my life.
It really was. It beats my wedding. It beats the birth of my son. It was just, I woke up, I was like, finally, I'm no longer in my 20s. I've waited 10 years.
Oh, that's great.
It's really, really nice.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's really nice because, like, many people who get this birthday coming, they're so depressed, and you're so glad about that.
I don't know. I was depressed leading up to the birthday.
Yeah.
Then a rebirth, a renaissance.
Amazing.
That's wonderful.
I wish I could feel the same when I'm at this age.
I'm sure you can. The key is to be really, really sad about it in advance, and then sort of like, look at everything that I no longer have to do. My life is pretty much over. I have a nice apartment. I have a family. I have a job. I have, like, a child. I have a husband. I have everything.
It's like your life just started. Yeah, new life.
And with that, you just opened up for today's topic. I think you have everything, and you've just fallen into all of the traps that we call being a woman.
Oh yes.
Then I just have to tell you my terribly, terribly sad story about me losing my fridge. Fridge and freezer went out last Sunday. We've been living like in the medievals for a week now, only having half lukewarm milk and not eating any proper food that's been cold. The thing is that you think that you're going to miss out on like having dairy products and stuff like that, but that's not the thing that you miss the most. You miss the fresh vegetables. I miss the fucking tomatoes because they get moldy right away. But now we got it installed today, and it looks like a freaking super kitchen. So we went shopping for like $1 million, and I've been eating all day, which is wonderful. So that's what happened to me.
Yeah, crazy story. Like, whose fridge would get on fire, right?
Obviously mine.
Obviously.
Yeah,
Like,
when you
who
open it, it's
else?
not supposed to be warm. It's not supposed to be warm. It's supposed to be cold. But never mind.
On fire.
Yep.
Johanna's so hot, her fridge is on fire.
Oh, that's just terrible, Godwin.
No, I'm just
It
making
is.
fun of the situation.
Oh, it's not a good
Sorry.
one. But everyone's happy now, and nobody's got hurt. So, yet again, we went through the parts that we were supposed to do. We talked about ourselves. We talked about what happened since last time. We presented ourselves, and now I think it's time for me to remind you that if someone's watching, please try and interact with us, because on our website, fempartyvodcast.com, you could just log in really easy with your social media accounts and just start chatting away, and we'll check the chat and answer your questions. And also, if you want to join, just let us know.
Also, wait. We're going to say that later on we're going to put out a link in the chat so you can actually join in the Hangout with your video and audio and talk to us directly.
It's a bit like Skype. It's not that difficult. It's exactly the same thing, actually. So if you want to join, just let us know.
It's completely new, and we're really excited about it. So don't be too shy about that.
That's cool.
And we also even have a strategy for dick pics, so don't feel shy.
Keep them. What Hannah's trying to say is keep them coming.
Oh, boom! Nice, Johanna. Classy.
I know, I'm classy. That's what they call me. Classy Jane. You can see that from my shirt. It's like diamonds and dollar signs on it. So very classy.
Swag.
So yeah, swag. Don't say that out loud. My 11-year might hear you. He's going to disown me forever for being an embarrassing mom.
So what is it about being mom?
If we're going to start with what it's like to be a mom just today, for me, it's terrible because I have 2 sicklings. They both have a fever, and they're terribly, terribly, terribly bad. So I'm actually glad to be here to get away from them for a little while, drinking some wine in a room that I can lock from the inside because I have an old bathroom door. So I can lock it with a bathroom key, even though there's no toilet in here. So, kind of good.
I have a comment from Nymphy. It says...
yeah, hi Nymphy.
They read a book recently, having your own farm. Well, having your own farm, because I want that. About having your own farm, yeah. And they brought up lactic fermentation as a preservation technique with food that makes veggies last for real long. And it's supposed to be really yummy and easy to do. So that's what you can do with your tomatoes and veggies going bad.
I don't think
I need to become a total hipster farming kind of type person, which is not that far-fetched. I'm just starting to do that right now. I'm going to dig a hole in my yard as well so I can keep it somewhere.
Yeah.
Okay, but let's move on with the topics.
Yeah, Hannah, would you present them?
Should I? No,
Yeah.
You're the host. You do it. I'm just telling you to keep on track.
I can totally do that. So we have a few topics today. I don't know which one we're going to start with first, but we have... oh, shit. No, I lost it. Now I got it back again. This live thing is killing me. We had a few things from Lisa, which is talking about life as a woman, going from having a life to becoming a stereotype or adapting a gender role. Why do we do it? It's a role to grow out of, but nothing to grow into, if you understand what I mean, as the place we're in as feminists today, where we have a mother role that's quite old, but we don't really have anything new to grow into because that hasn't been created yet. So that's the first one, I think. Am I right, Lisa? Or am I presenting it wrong?
My entire shtick. That was everything that I wanted to say. Nicely rounded up there. So that's pretty much my thoughts about motherhood today is that it is quite free, in so much as there's very little guideline into, well, there's very little practical advice. There's quite a lot of rules as to what you're not supposed to do, and there's quite a lot of rules into what the end result should be, but there's very little practical advice on what should you not be doing. A generation or two back, women knew what was expected of them. They knew what was enough, what was not enough, what could they get away with, what were they supposed to do, and how were they supposed to do it. Now, I'm not saying now is, not, I mean, then it was shit, obviously, but now we still have the same expectations on mothers, but without any of the guidelines.
And that becomes a spot where you feel like you have a great anxiety of what it is that you're actually up for.
You give up your entire life. You build a life for yourself, and you might have a job, you might have a career, or you might have an idea on where you want to go. Maybe you're in school, maybe you're a bit older, I don't know, but you have something, and you choose something that you don't know what it is. It's like wanting to be famous, or wanting to be married, or wanting to have a relationship with someone. You choose something where you have absolutely no idea what that life actually means. And so you give up. You know what you give up, but you don't actually know what you get. And it's quite scary, and particularly today, because we have to make up our own way as we go along so much. And it is, since we don't talk to each other all that much, and the rules can't really apply to our situation, the rules of our mothers can tell us, this and that, but how much is actually going to be really, how much can be applied today? It's very difficult, because every generation knows or thinks that they sort of invent motherhood, they invent sex and motherhood, and reinvent the world that we live in, and so all the old rules are always too old to apply. But I think that in today's day and age, that is really true, because we live in a world today that it's never been seen before, and women today, we're not limited the way we were a couple of generations back, but we have a lot more expectation on us than we did a couple of generations back as well.
I was, if I could just have a comment, I was just recently, or actually half an hour ago, talking to my mother-in-law. She's soon to be 65, and she said that something that got me thinking, that this part where we want to, where we have problems with creating a new kind of spot for ourselves where we feel comfortable and that we feel that we can develop and so on, that we don't really know what that path is going to be. And she said that, oh no, but I think that it's very nice to see that people are actually wanting to be home and wanting to be mothers, and all this housewifey trend that we can see in some instances. I was thinking that maybe that is some kind of defense, I think, from this panic and anxiety that some might feel because of all of this. We have such expectations, we don't know what to do with them, we don't know how to get there, so we just crawl back into what's well known, and we bake muffins and we wear 50s clothes, and we want to be stay-at-home moms. I got a little bit provoked, what she said, but then I can understand totally what she's coming from, because she feels that that is a safe space, and she enjoys hearing that people want to go back to that. But it goes back to what you said about they had a clear picture of what was expected of them, so to speak.
Is that really a thing, where people are actually stay-at-home mothers who wear 50s clothes and bake muffins, though? Because
I've seen it.
Muffin trend, I know that, but first off, that's like a couple of years ago now at this stage. the media mom is a lot bigger than the muffin mom. But above all, I mean, who stays at home? No one has that type of money. Or just to choose to stay at home. Yeah, you have some ladies who choose to work part-time, and that's, a problem in itself. But I don't think that's a thing where people can just decide on.
I think you're absolutely right. What I'm referring to is some instances of people I've been seeing on Instagram and so on that's actually, I don't know if it's in Sweden, but what I've seen is in Norway, and my mother-in-law, she's Norwegian as well.
Yeah, it's
and
the
I
oil
think
money, yeah.
They have more money. What you say?
The oil money.
Yeah, the oil money. Maybe. I'm not saying it's a big thing, but I'm saying that what she has seen, my mother-in-law, might be that there's a big interest of homemaking, blah, blah, blah. And whether that's an actual thing, I don't know. I've seen a few instances of it, but I don't think it's like a huge movement or anything. That's not what I was trying to say.
I can totally see how that would be very comforting and nice. And I do believe that, you can express yourself through having a lovely home and baking and having a nice family, and that you can live through your nice family and all that. I totally believe that. And I think that if that's what you want to do, then, fair play to you. Well done for doing that and standing up for yourself and everything. I think that's great. And I salute them, really, the ladies and presumably gentlemen who decide on just being homemakers. But I think that financially it's not really an issue. It's not really something that people can just decide on doing. And I also think that obviously it's a little bit problematic not to be earning your own money and you have your pension coming up and everything. But I can totally see how that would be, a way of expressing yourself, and how that can be a very nice life indeed to have.
Yeah, but don't you think that if you only stay at home and only bake muffins and grow kids, I say only, I don't think that it's only that. I know that it's a hard job. But don't you think that then you would get a stigma that, it's all you can do, like raising kids? That's why I want to raise a question of stigmas, because I think that being a mother is, you're never enough for other people. You're enough for your kids, maybe. I hope so. Yeah, you're enough for your husband, but you're never enough for the society. Who's if you're working too much, then you're you're careerist, you're a bad mother, you don't find time to take care of your children. If you're only taking care of the house and your children, they're you're not, I don't know, smart enough or good enough to be both a mother and in the job. So it's a lose-lose situation, as we talked about it. Don't you think so?
I think it's also this housewife or stay-at-home mom issue is something that it kind of turned feminism a little bit upside down, because the feminist project for so long has been to get women out of the houses, get them into the jobs, out in the society, make their own money. And now it's turned, and now it's well, it has to be every woman's choice if they want to stay at home or not. But at the same time, we have the discussion of parental leave, where they want to, many feminists want to split it 50-50, so that the mom and the dad, or the parents, whatever gender, stay at home equal time. And I think it's an interesting topic. It's you're a bad mother and a bad feminist and a bad it's a very lose-lose situation regarding what the choices you have in life. They're always so. As a woman or as a mother, it's hard to combine motherhood with feminism in that way, I think.
But I think it's difficult to combine, being a woman with anything at all, really, because what happened to Johanna now?
She disappeared. She'll come back.
Okay, well, she'll be back. No, I think it's difficult because, it is difficult to combine being a mother with being a woman, but being just being a woman, that's all never going to be, that is always going to be that you're never enough.
Exactly, that's what one of our guests just said, that our commentator said that as a woman you're never enough, ever.
It's true, and I think that what's going to be even worse then is that either you yourself internalize these demands by society. I know that I've done them by thinking that me as a parent, if I'm not perfect, then I'm failing. I'm failing my child. I'm failing myself. And even though he's fine, I'll beat myself up over it. And it's something that I think that even though no one is actually going to go out and say it, you internalize it upon yourself, and then you have the double guilt of being a feminist and knowing that, okay, I'm beating myself up for not being perfect. That's whack. It's stupid. And so you make yourself a representation of every woman. And if I change and if I live a life that's free from the patriarchy, then the patriarchy will be weaker and I will be stronger and everything will be well. But it's not as simple as that, because we're all, a product of the society that we live in today. And we're all the product of our own lives and our own upbringings and, whatever is expected from ourselves.
Yeah, exactly. But my other point is that somehow when it comes to a baby, it's suddenly everybody's, field. Everybody knows better. Everybody knows better about when your kid would have to go to bed, or I don't know if you're doing something right or wrong. Am I right or not here? Or maybe it's only in my country that everybody has an opinion about your kid and how you're bringing your kid up.
Yes, especially I would say in Sweden, it's if you're trying to do some kind of gender neutral or gender activist or gender aware raising of your child, it's like if you put a girl baby in so-called boys' clothes, or actually the other way around is even worse. If you have a boy and you put them in what is same as girls' clothes, even if it's a 3-month-old baby, people will be like, "Oh my God, I feel so sorry for him. People are gonna think he's a girl." And like, and so what? What do you think's gonna happen then? In my gender studies, the only thing I have come up with that would have, the effect that is going to have is only that other grown-ups are going to treat your baby nicer if they think it's a girl. They're going to be more cuddly, cuddly, mushy, mushy, and comfort it when it's sad and stuff like that. But if they think it's a boy, they'll be like, "Oh, he's so angry. Hear him screaming. He's so angry."
He's so angry. Better leave him alone.
Yeah, or else he'll bite you.
Yeah. No, I remember I felt very, very bad about that, seeing, parents putting up things on Facebook with their, new babies. And the baby is like, nuzzling up next to onto someone's breast or something like that. And they're like, "Oh, attaboy, rah!
Oh, shit.
I can see how he would totally be." Hello. And here's my little one. Okay, don't go into the picture, maybe, I suppose. I actually have a theory on this. I'm not sure if it's my own or if I just read it somewhere.
Shoot.
Som heter olika den. Yes, I think that being women, our bodies are always sort of public property, and people are always going to put us into boxes that either you are, beautiful and you're like a fairy and you get poetry and flowers, or you're, like myself, short and chesty, and that means that you're slutty and, to be treated. When I see myself in TV series, I'm always, the TV prostitute. That's the only character that, my body type gets to play, is a prostitute with no name, because
it's like Pretty Woman's friend.
Yeah.
That's me. And you, maybe, then.
the one that doesn't get a name and who's happy being a prostitute because she's just a body. Okay,
Yeah.
do you want to go to your papa? Yeah.
No, but I could totally refer to that one, just being the one that doesn't have a name and always get killed first in the slasher movies.
Yes, the one with the tits, and the one, the milkmaid, and the German girl with the plant, yeah, we all know the character. The other type of girl, who might also be beautiful, but the other type of beautiful that doesn't deserve any poetry. She just deserves, a banging. But yes, girls are bodies, and they're public bodies to be sort of pawed or admired or put on a pedestal. Bodies to be objectified, to have things done to them. And I think that when you become a mother or you become pregnant, you become double body. Because not only are you a woman, you are a pregnant woman, and only women become pregnant, according to, excluding, trans women and shit. But it's a very sort of gender thing to do with women. Thus, you're now twice as much a woman, and your body is, twice as not your own. And those people can come up to you, and even in a non-sexual way, touch your stomach, talk about your periods or your hemorrhoids or your body fluids or whatever you have going on. Are you having sex with your husband? Are you this or that? And
exactly.
It's seen as okay.
I'm just getting upset for you talking about it.
Sorry?
I'm getting upset for you just only talking about this. It's just like, it's all coming back to me. Oh, get out of my uterus.
Yeah.
I just want to say we have a comment from Katrina. She says, why isn't it seen as creepy that people's response to meeting someone with a new baby immediately demands information about its genitalia? That is seen as not only completely normal, but almost mandatory.
Yeah, exactly. Is it a girl or a boy?
Exactly. That's the first question.
Like, that's only relevant if you're about to change the nappies, if you want to know if you could possibly get peed on in the face or not.
Girls do that.
They do. I also thought it was only. I have two boys, so I have no idea. But according to my mum, the girls never did that. But cool in that case. I want to pee.
Not all girls, but yeah.
That's so cool.
Yeah, but I have to say it was actually funny because I had my first child when I was studying gender studies during the semester. So, and one of my friends was like, yeah, Hannah's not here today because she's just given birth, so she will show up next week. And it was like totally quiet because everybody wanted to ask, is it a boy or a girl? But everyone was in gender studies. So no one wanted to say it, but they didn't know what else to say because it's this, we've been trained to ask that question. It's the first question to ask. No one, came to think of maybe saying, is everyone okay? Is the baby healthy? What's it? Does it have a name yet? All the other things you could ask, but because that first question wasn't really, it wasn't the normal to do in that context. So everyone was a little bit, freaked out. So my friend was, she was like, yeah, it's a boy, okay? No one was like, oh, okay, so how are they?
Exactly.
So they
the
didn't
first
have to
one
ask.
it's like, is it a girl or boy? And then, are they okay?
But to be fair now to people, I think that's only really normal. I think that, first off, let's be honest, it is going to, be that child's identity, if we want to or not. It is going to influence that part, or the new little baby. It is going to influence. It's the first thing you know about someone else. I mean, to be realistic, we all wish that wasn't true, but it is. So, just that's the background that we carry with us into that classroom. And secondly, I would never ask, like, oh, is the mother and child okay? Because what if they're not? What if, like, no, it died? That's why you don't want to ask that.
Seriously, isn't that relevant information? Someone died. That's more relevant than is it a boy or a girl?
Yeah, but then that, the parents might want to sort of, will reveal, when we feel comfortable to, or maybe, the person giving the news would be like, listen, the baby died. Maybe, keep it under wraps a little bit.
Yeah, but still, is it a boy or a girl? No, it's dead.
I'm so sorry.
Yeah, me too. I'm sorry.
Then you might get the feeling, is it okay? Because if you go like, is it a boy or a girl? And they go like, oh, then okay, well, not okay. And that's terribly, terribly sad. And you can pick up a few pointers on that. It's a very non-threatening question to be asking, and a very non-threatening thing to be talking about, which you could lead on to having other questions about the baby. It's a good first question.
Yeah, but it's like, when you get an answer, I don't know yet, because, well, you don't know yet, because you're not sure, like, panic.
Oh, that's true.
In your case. And then you're like, okay, this didn't give me any information at all. Maybe people will stop doing that, though. I don't know, but it didn't seem so harmful for me, though, until Katrina has brought it up. Actually, I didn't even think about it.
I have a weird story though about becoming a mother. This is maybe a little bit unrelated, but in the end, I think it's not going to be, because I have an acquaintance, and she just told me that one of her friends actually called her up the other day and said that, okay, so I became a dad, and she immediately thought that, oh God, you became a dad, and the girl didn't tell you, and now she told you that she's given birth and blah, blah, blah. But that was not the case. The case was that his steady girlfriend, they lived together, blah, blah, blah. She had not known she was pregnant. She went into the emergency room with a stomach pain, and she came out with a baby. What? Which this is something that I thought only could happen in like Teen Moms and MTV or something like that. Or in
America.
But this actually happened in Sweden, in Värmland, I think.
That's crazy.
And I think it's wonderful. It's a wonderful story. Everything went okay. But still, missing out on being pregnant because you didn't know. What does that make for kind of a feeling inside? It's like being pregnant is a huge thing for people. But this woman, she was never pregnant. She just had a baby.
I think like that we get 9 months. I think it's good for the baby to develop and for our minds to get used to the fact. I would be in shock. I would be in a complete shock.
I would be in a fucking coma. It's just like, help me.
It happens. It's more common than you think. I'm sorry, I'm just going to have to drag this one off and lock him away in a chest.
Go ahead.
Good luck. No, but Hannah, what's your thought about this? About missing out on your own pregnancy?
That's so weird for me. I've known, I can feel when I get impregnated. It's so obvious to me, and then I get this big fucking belly in like 2 months. So for me, it's just I can't understand how you can miss out on it. And also, I have my period tracker, so I know exactly when my menstruation is going to come, and it's so alien to me. And also I think, yes, what a fucking shock, because I think for me it was like, you're kind of scared the whole way through the pregnancy, at least the first pregnancy, and you're like, what the fuck is going to happen? We're going to have a child. That's the weirdest. But then the last month is so obnoxiously, destroyingly awful. And you just want
that's the worst thing.
Yeah, you just want the fucking baby to come out, and I think that's good because then when it finally happens, you're like, yes, now it's happening, instead of being totally terrified. And
Katrina actually keeps us on track of the is it a girl or a boy? She says that. It's a presumptuous question, because when you ask that, you already imagine if it's a girl, it's like, wait, what is she? Is it a pink wearing future housewife that likes knitting, or a blue wearing badass that will hit people and enjoy football and cars? Yeah, well, it depends on the person, I think, no? Because like, I cannot knit. I can wear pink. I can be a housewife. I cannot knit. No, but to be like really fair about this, I think if a person is putting that into such presumptions, I don't know. It's his problem.
But it's not, because they're going to. Everyone has these presumptions, and they are going to meet your child, react to your child, talk to your child in different ways, pick them up when they're sad. In much more of the times, if it's a girl, let it be. If it's a boy, they're going to say, boys don't cry. They're going to do all these things only because they think they know something about a young person, only because of their gender. So it is a problem for the child and for everyone that we're still being treated as like different species because of the gender we have.
Yeah, it's a problem. But I still think that I wish it wasn't so. But considering that, you know, I'm a woman, and that means certain things. It means that I've experienced certain things. It means that I have certain, you know, probably doesn't mean that I have like qualities that, you know, men don't. But it means that I am the product of my own times, type of thing. It means that I've been met in a certain way and groomed to be a particular person. And so it is relevant simply because other people will make it relevant. You will make it relevant by the treatment that you bring to the table of this small child. Are you going to tell a child to up and at him for, you know, if it falls over, you're going to cuddle it, or, you know, how are you going to treat the child? And that will influence the child, and that in itself will be a, you know, something prophecy.
Self-fulfilling prophecy.
Yeah, indeed.
Yeah, exactly. Nymphy says, she makes a funny quote here saying, do I need to crush the child's emotions to be a hard brute who likes to harass people's personal space, or learn them to be a doormat that sacrifices their happiness and career for everybody else? I must know.
Yeah, well,
I think doormats are nice.
And that's not nice. It was like, oh.
No, I think it's terrible. I just think that it's a terrible thing, and it goes back to what you said before, Lisa, when we talked the last time. We had a short tryout the other day. But would you say about we're having to deal with what things actually are? We can't really go around and pretending that everything is what we want it to be in our heads, right? That this is actually what we're meeting every day. It's the self-fulfilling prophecy that we have to live with. But how do we actually change that? How do we be mothers? Bad grammar. But how are we mothers without sacrificing ourselves? In a way, that's a question that I struggle with a lot, personally, because I have so many things that I want to do, and so many people in my surroundings that think that of course they know me as a person, so they know I'm not going to give a shit, but still, there's thoughts about what you do, and if you don't do them, you get stigmatized. Back to you, Godre, about things that are stigma, but if I don't act a certain way, there's going to be questions, and there's going to take some time for me to handle those questions. And that's what's bothering me the most, that as actually everyone is... I don't know where I'm going with this, but I'm just trying to tell you that for me, it's a hard thing, being a mum.
It's very difficult, but the problem isn't mothers. The problem is fathers.
Of course.
The problem is not that, you know, how am I supposed to live up to these expectations? The expectations really are very fair. That, you know, you try your best to make the child happy. There, you try your best to make the child, you know, a well-adjusted and loving and caring person, and, you know, you try to walk with the child, you know, and bring it up to, you know, into adulthood. You live your life with the child and try to raise it and stuff, which is very difficult if you're alone, and it's very difficult if you are the only person, if you're fighting against someone, if you're fighting against, you know, I think that a large part of you know, fatherhood, unfortunately, is that it's like being anti-mothers. It's being everything the mothers are not. It's being the other side of the scale. Mothers
The other one.
caring and, you know, responsible and full, you know, serious and eat your vegetables and this and that. And fathers are supposed to be, you know, irresponsible, huge man babies. And
Fun.
in that, you know, parental loan, then it's super difficult. Of course, it's going to be. But I think that gentlemen need to pick up their slack. Really, I mean, it's no use in bloody being a single mother when you're in a relationship.
Yeah, that's one aspect of it. Of course, I understand what you mean with that. But what I mean is me having to handle the questioning of other people of the things that I choose to do. I don't find that I have a problem myself with how I'm raising my kids. I am super confident, blah, 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 blah. Everything's working out fine. The kids are going to be fine. But the questions that I get from people, wow, are you out drinking beer? What are you doing? How are you managing? And, oh, you're doing all this at the same time. And that is what's bothering me. I don't have to why are you asking me these things? Those are the things that are frustrating me the most. Just got out.
Yeah.
That's the message that I'm trying to get through. Hannah.
Yeah, no, I'm totally with you. It's like when I had my first child, I was still studying, as I said, for like 1 extra month or so before it was summer vacation, and I've been having a lot of, wow, how can you have a child and study at the same time? But no one ever fucking asked my husband how he could be a father and work at the same time.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's the shit that's bothering me the most. Just yeah.
Yeah, because there's this.
For me.
Yeah, it's expected. I'm just gonna say, it's expected for women to change their life when they have a child, but it's not at all expected for men to change their life when they have a child.
Lisa, you wanted to say something?
Yeah, what I mean is not like, you know, individuals need to change, you know, how they're behaving in relationships. Well, that's as well. But I think that we need to change the way we view motherhood and fatherhood as two completely separate entities. And we need to just change it into being parenthood, to work together. And I mean, I know it sounds terribly hippie-ish and stuff, but I do believe that that's the way to go, really. Is not that, oh, you know, mothers should have super high expectations of what they're supposed to perform. And being a father, that's like being a guy, but having a child. I mean, what's the deal with that? I think that's what I want to change. I don't know how to do it. I'm not, you know, a very intelligent person. I don't know. I don't have a solution here. I think that talking about it and, you know, just changing the way we look at certain issues is just, you know, it's the way to go. I don't really have any other way of doing it. Maybe then again, I think that it might also be interesting just looking at the way that the law is set up. For instance, we've been, you know, in Sweden, you mentioned, Hannah, about the parental leave. They're talking about maybe just splitting the parental leave 50-50 to both parents. And it's quite an interesting question, because how do you really change an attitude of an entire generation or of an entire, you know, people? I don't know, maybe that's it. Maybe you just force, you know, fathers being at home. Or
because what I mean is, how could I possibly lead with a good example since I'm a woman? I'm doing all these things already. I'm doing everything.
Well, you
so I can never lead with a good example. I could be an asshole. I could be a bitch, and I'm already one. But I mean, it needs to be my husband who does something differently, or my brothers, or my sons.
Yeah.
Which is what I'm trying to do. I'm raising them like little wimps.
Little women.
Yeah. And I love them. Hannah.
We have a comment from Katrina. She says, a few years ago, people asked if Hillary Clinton really should be running for president now that she's becoming a grandparent.
Oh my God.
No one said that about Mitt Romney, who has like 20 grandchildren.
Because he's a Mormon.
No, but that's absurd.
So it even goes through the generations.
Mm.
It's not even your own child. You also have responsibilities for your grandchildren if you're a woman.
Yeah, but it's a matter of I don't know, gender roles, I think, and it's the thing that has been in our societies for a really long time. So it's really difficult to change that, and you wouldn't if the men wouldn't want to be more in their kids' lives. Like it's not up to you anymore. Like you can want for fathers, for men to be in children's life more. You can tell them that, but if they don't want to, they won't be there.
But I don't think that it's so much a question of men or fathers don't wanting to be in their children's lives. I saw someone, could it be perhaps Ingvar Kamprad or someone who said, no man ever regrets working too little when he's on his dying bed. He regrets not being with his children more.
Yeah. But
and I think maybe the problem is we're talking about the expectations of mothers here, but maybe we're actually lacking a fatherly role model, because I think maybe dads don't know how to act because they don't have a box of rules as how to be a father, except for working more, earning more money, making sure the mother can stay at home. That's the only role they have that has been implemented so far. And I think I think in Sweden we're really trying to, or making a change here, where more and more fathers actually taking parental leave, and it's become more obvious. I mean, when my mom was born, men weren't, I don't know if they weren't allowed, but it really wasn't custom for dads to be in the hospital with the mothers giving birth. But now that's expected from you. That's expected from the father to be there when their child is being born and to cut the
umbilical cord.
Exactly.
Well done.
that's that thing. And so I'm thinking it's changing, but it's changing very slowly.
But I think the same way, sorry Hannah, but I think the same way as you trying to express now that men are they don't have a role model to try to adapt, or they don't have a role model to look up to as little as we do.
No,
because we don't have one and they don't have one. We have to create this.
But they're expected to be parents. Fathers are not expected to be parents. They're expected to be guys who have children.
There's supposed to be dude bros.
Sorry?
Yeah, that's
dude
right.
Bros.
Now, I think men are expected to be family providers more than they are expected to be dads.
They're to be interacting with their children and actually taking responsibility for their children's behaviour, and not just being some fun guy who, takes the kids off for a fun picnic or whatnot, who sits down and has the serious chat about sex or about bullying or about whatever needs to be talked about for the future. It's very difficult, I think, for men to sort of shoulder that, to take on that responsibility, because not only is it something that they don't have a role model for, it's not something that they're actually expected to do. And it's not something that, I'm expected to be a mother because I'm a mother. My husband isn't expected to have a sex chat with our son. Well, maybe because he's a boy, but he's
Isn't he?
But I don't know. I've done that already. So
I refused. I said I'm not doing that. I'm a wimp.
I thought it was like the man talk, but I think it's mostly happen in like the media picture. At least it's more like when a young man has had sex for the first time, that's when his dad takes him out to have the serious talk. But I'm like, well, that's a little bit too late, isn't it?
Exactly. come on.
I had that talk yesterday with my son about when you're not born a woman and you're not born a man, but you're born something in between, and tried to have that discussion with him in the bathtub. That was interesting. But he's 7 years old, and he's just like, yeah, well, of course, you can be born blind, you could be born deaf, you could be born not knowing if you're a man or a woman. What do I care? Where's the soap? It's like, I love that attitude. It's wonderful. And people only know how easy that discussion is to have with a kid that has no preconceptions about things. I think it's lovely. So
yeah, exactly. That, like, they don't have anything installed in his head. Like, media didn't put anything big there.
Yeah.
Man and woman getting married, having kids. Like, okay, and what if you don't know? And he doesn't see any problem in that. I completely adore that.
I just realized, of course, I'm talking about being transgender or having some issues, is being funktionsnedsatt. But for a kid, it's like they don't give a shit, and that's something that is actually quite comforting to me.
A funny thing in Lithuania was something about gay marriages and some older women, or maybe not older, but just homophobic, I could call them. They were like, how would I tell this to my kids? And everybody were like you would just tell them and they would be okay.
Yeah,
exactly. That's it.
Exactly, but telling it to someone as old as you is a problem, of course.
Exactly.
But,
but like kids are like, okay, no problem.
Kids, they have too much faith in adults. But if you tell them that, but you can be in love with a man, you can be in love with a woman, you can be in love with anyone. Actually, it doesn't even matter if they have a specific gender. The love is still there. They're like, yeah, of course it is. I love you, Mom. That's the response they have, because that's what they have to relate to. It's their own love, and it's nothing. They don't have these. What's it even called?
Prejudice.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, but I think like being a good mother, one of the things is to get as little stereotypes in your kid's head as possible, like as little, because they'll get that plenty when they go out there.
Should we turn the topic to the men again and talk about this judicial abortion thing?
Yeah, that's crazy.
Because in the context is that in Sweden it's been going on in like anti-feminist debate forums for some years. In Denmark it has apparently also. I haven't noticed though, because I'm not that much into the internet forums of Denmark, but I googled it and I found out. It doesn't seem to be a question somewhere else in the world, as far as I know. Maybe Katrina or Nymphy, who seems to know a lot, can answer us if it's a thing somewhere else. But it is the possibility for a man to abort his fatherhood if the woman doesn't want to have a real abortion. So how this kind of goes contradictory to my earlier statement that I don't think that men want to be missing in their children's lives. Apparently some do.
Yeah. Apparently.
Is that a question in Lithuania at all, Godra?
No, I don't think so. No. It's like abortion itself is a huge thing here still. Like there is still, like, it is legal, everything's fine with that, but the church of course says that it's illegal, it's wrong, it's bad and everything, but nothing about this legal thing. And I don't know, I think it would be quite popular though. Somehow. And Katrina said that it has recently come up on American Idol news channels. So apparently it gets worldwide, so it's only time matter when it comes to Lithuania. I think it will be, like, come on, like, many people have this, like, children, but the other thing is that if you don't do that abortion, you have to pay, what do you call the payment?
Alimony.
Yeah, you have to pay alimony, and only if, like, it's a long way. Like, we're post-Soviet country. Alimony is not always paid in Lithuania. Like, there are plenty of single mothers, and they're just on their own and on the state help money, and that's it. So I don't know, our society isn't that far in these issues.
Yeah, I just have to ask you, Godre, sorry for interrupting. As a post-Soviet country, how is the religion impacting right now? I mean, what's the state religion? I have absolutely no idea. I'm embarrassed here that I have no idea.
No, it's no problem. We're Roman Catholics.
Okay, so it's Catholic.
Religion.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's we're not like Poland. Poland is really.
Yeah, that's pretty hardcore. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, we're not that much, and but it's there. Like it's survived Soviet Union. I'm not sure like how many people are believers, how many are non-believers, but religion, it's like the church has opinion about this and that. Like they can disagree or agree or something like this, but it's not that the church said and we all do that.
No, but is it like in the public news, or is it just something that people know, or is it in the public debate? I mean, no, if you read it in the newspapers, for example.
It's in a public debate. It's like they have their own opinion about abortion, about this artificial getting pregnant. I don't know how it's called.
IVF, like in vitro fertilization?
Yeah. How do you know all this stuff? Well done.
My mother is a gynecologist, that's why.
Hannah, you wanted to say something?
Yeah, I just wanted to say that I can see in the chat that we have an anonymous viewer from Britain and one from Finland. So I think maybe we should just take the time to say, please log in, people, and add in the chat if there's a debate going on in your countries about judicial abortion for men, because that would be very, very interesting to hear about.
Yeah, it's really interesting for us. Really nice to see
just
people.
generally questions about men and their responsibility if they want to opt out of being parents. Maybe they don't know that it's called judicial abortion, but what's the options and what's the debate? That's what I'd like to know.
Exactly.
Here's I think if Trump becomes president, I mean, he hates abortion. He would love judiciary abortion.
Yeah.
He will see that as a step towards equality.
Yeah, that's the argument often. It's like, and I think it's totally based on false premises because it's like, well, now we have equality. For example, in Sweden, we have equality, but this is the area where men are being mistreated. Mistreated because men can't decide if women are supposed to have an abortion.
Oh, tough luck, but you make 15% more salary, so you can deal with it.
Don't make that argument. But because whenever women make as much money as men, they will be like, yeah, okay, but now then. So I think we can't talk about this as an equality issue at all, because the problem is, as Katrina says, it's not an abortion at all. It has nothing to do with abortion. It's just a legal way for a man to say, I don't want to take responsibility for this child, not financially and not emotionally.
Emotionally, fine. You don't.
Exactly.
It's fine. You won't. But the thing is that an abortion, it's not giving up emotional responsibility for the child. It's just giving up. I mean, you have to look at what the abortion is. The abortion is not being a parent to this child. A woman can go through the pregnancy and then have her child being adopted by another family or have her child taken away. She still hasn't had an abortion, but once the child is brought into the world, you have to look at the best for the child. You have to put the adults' feelings and money aside. No, you mightn't want to pay alimony for this child, but it really is for the best of the child. It really is in the child's interest that you do that, so that both parents can have an equal standing in society. I think that when you look at how we try to disregard biology today. It's really stupid. I mean, I know that, yes, we have the discussion about what gender is. Is gender biology? Is it, a social construct? Okay, you can have that discussion. What you cannot do is ignore the fact that, a lot of women are biologically, in disadvantage. We're going to get pregnant. We're going to have, babies, and that's going to be very, very difficult. A pregnancy is, it's so difficult. And you get stuck behind in the workplace, and it's very dangerous. And your body, even though the pregnancy goes perfectly fine and you have the baby and everything's fine, your body can be fucking put out of order for years to come, even though everything is perfectly normal. And
it's the fact you have had a parasite. It's all there is. Yeah.
It's like you being our host. Your baby / parasites now. I think that every time you guys say host, I think.
Yeah, exactly.
You think of alien.
You're going to be traumatized forever, Johanna.
Yeah.
I want to add, Nymphy says, issue that one friend brought up is, how are you going to be sure never to meet the child and whatever? With an abortion, there won't exist a child in the future, but with a juridical abortion, or judicial, as we found out it's called, right?
Judicial, right?
Yeah, there's going to be a child, and that child could take contact with the father, while it be on paper that they're not allowed to be friends when the child is an adult or anything like that. It doesn't feel like the concept has been properly thought through.
But it's not like blocking someone on Facebook.
No, exactly. And the mother apparently knows who the father is, and it's I think it's actually in the UN conventions for child rights that if there's a possibility to know your heritage, you have the right to know it. Meaning we're going to go against the UN child blah blah. If we're going to say that, okay, but the child can never know who the father is because the father aborted the child.
Yeah, but it's like, come on.
But Godre, you first.
No, but I think, it's just, I would hate a father who would do this. Like, come on, like, you were smart enough to make me, but cheap enough not to pay for me? Like, what? Come on.
Yeah, like someone said when I read comments on this topic the other day, it was like, it's not actually a judicial abortion, is it? It's a financial abortion.
Of course, yeah. It's not an abortion, and it's not judiciary. It's I don't want to pay for you, so I'm going to block you from whatever blah 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 I have.
Yeah.
It feels like some kind of a way of adopting. I don't know how to say that in English properly, but adopting away your kid, and then the kid may want to come and find you, and then you said no, that's not okay. But the kid still has the right as a person to. When you grow up, you still have the right to go find your parents, and they're going to make some stupid finding your parents show, and everyone's going to cry and blah blah blah. No.
I actually think that there is right the possibility for a parent to adopt away their legal rights to a child to another adult, right? That's what they're doing with the surrogate motherhood thing.
Yeah.
I don't know if we should get into that topic, though. That's a kind of a hot potato.
I don't know anything about. Well, I know some stuff about it, but
that's really difficult.
Yeah.
Because what I've heard is that there's not any judiciary possibilities to make that work. It's like only the trust between the people involved that makes the surrogate motherhood possible. That there's no guarantees, no legal guarantees that any of it is going to work. So we could leave it at that. Let's take it up for another topic, another day.
Maybe we should play a game.
What kind of game?
The Would You Rather game.
Oh, that's a good one when we get stuck into a difficult topic that we don't really want to talk about.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I think we need to laugh a bit.
Yeah,
not just be like this. No, this is nonsense. This is not.
I'm gonna do like this. Hi, I have stuff in here. That's good.
Oh,
what
cheers.
Yeah, cheers.
Have some drops.
Cheers. You still have some drops. And you have something, Lisa? Cheers, everyone.
I'm not used to drinking this early.
The better. The earlier, the better.
Awake, apart from now and Christmas.
But see this as an exercise of practicing norm-breaking motherhood.
Yeah.
I've been practicing it for years. It's going really well.
You're like a pro now.
Alcoholism is like this far away.
Oh no.
What's
I
liberation
wish.
and what's just, bad genetic heritage? I don't know. I don't know anymore.
Okay,
I think it's alright.
For everyone watching, the game is going to be Would You Rather, and we're going to put our special super guest Lisa through some questions, and she has to answer very, very honestly.
Hmm.
And actually, you guys can also play that and just write in the chat which of the two options would you choose.
Exactly. Play along with us. Take a stand. So
I have these horrible feelings for these questions. I've looked them up a few days in advance, and no, So I could ask you the first one, Lisa.
Okay.
And this one is actually Hannah's.
Yeah, I'm going to say that we made them with the topic of motherhood in mind, so it's going to be quite juvenile.
No, it's not serious anywhere. So, Lisa, would you rather that you yourself could only speak in a stupid baby voice some people use when talking to babies, or would you rather that everyone would always speak to you that way?
I couldn't hear, my child was crying, sorry.
Oh. If you could choose, would you have everyone talk to you in a baby voice? You know, that ridiculous one that when they talk to small babies?
Lisa, it's so nice to see you. This one.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Would you have everyone talk to you that way, or that you could only talk that way?
I mean, would that mean that everyone actually spoke that way, or just that I heard everyone speak?
No, everyone.
No, they would speak like that to you.
Yeah.
No one else. They would just speak to you that way.
Okay, well then speak to me that way.
Oh, jeez, how would you stand yourself? That would just be terrible. If anyone would ask you anything, like seriously, in this podcast, like, I would be talking like this, you little cutie.
Or little
I would feel really happy because not only are you liking me,
like for a week.
I'm a lot smarter than all of you.
Yeah, that's true.
No, but it's like for a week, it's okay. But I think I would kill myself if everybody like.
Like when you're in a very serious political panel debate or something, and you're going to answer something very serious, and they're like, so what do you think about this topic? Yeah, I think I would kill myself as well.
Do it now. That's not even a question. That's not even a, that's like, what would you want most of all in the world? I like it.
Okay, excellent.
I really, really like that you like that. I'm going to remember that, and the next time we talk, I'm going to speak like that. Good for you.
Read the next Would You Rather question with that voice, Johanna.
Oh my god, no. Is it long? I'm going to check. Is it long? No, I can't do that. You can do it, Hannah.
I can do it. I don't even know if I have it here. Okay, let's see.
I have it.
I have it here. Let's see here. Would you? No, I couldn't even do it. I'm very bad at baby voices.
Would you? Speak like a newscaster.
Little Lisa, would you rather be indoors for the rest of your life and never be able to go outside, or the other way around?
That's just...
That's just creepy. You sound like from a horror movie.
Yeah, maybe that would be my. I will write a script with that.
Lisa, you were saying something.
Sorry.
Does that include staying in a tent outside or just sleeping rough?
Sleeping rough.
Okay, no, then inside.
All right.
All the time. Yeah, maybe.
Have you slept rough? It's rough.
Yeah, but you get to have like a sleeping bag and really good clothes.
Sleeping. Hello. Off to bed now.
Okay, so you'd be indoors.
Indoors.
I
think so, yeah.
It's like house arrest.
Apartment. Look at my apartment. It's 100 square meters.
Wow.
Fine.
It's huge.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, me and also Flickvänsmaterialet in the chat. We're also team indoor. I'm indoors all the fucking time anyway. Why would you ever want to go outside? Also, I have a balcony. Does that count?
It counts. I don't think you're allowed to go in the balcony.
But it's it has it's in glassed.
No, it's not okay. It's outdoors.
Oh fuck. Then I'll have to quit smoking for real and not this stupid.
You could always smoke underneath the kitchen fan.
I don't
That's
have.
all right.
Bro.
You don't have one?
Well, I have one of it. Doesn't have utsug.
Oh, it doesn't have this hat thingy.
Smoke in the bathroom, down the toilet. That's what I used to do when I was,
In the toilet?
19. Yeah.
Do you smoke it? What? Hat? What?
Yeah, when I was staying in places, when I rented apartments and you weren't allowed to smoke indoors, I'd go, in the toilets and I'd, have a little fag and I'd blow it out, down the toilet.
Does that work?
Probably not, but not complain.
That's amazing. I never knew that. I'm so gonna try that.
Are you?
Really? Are you?
Next time I get drunk enough, I'm so gonna try that.
Yeah.
I shit you not. I'm gonna try if it works.
No, but it's like you'll be so like everybody would catch you doing that. Like you'd be so caught.
I would of course not do it at home. I would do it somewhere else.
Okay, we're having the next question here, and it is, I'm going to read this with a normal fucking voice.
Okay.
Please do that.
It's also on the topic of language. Would you rather speak a language that no one understands, but you understand other people, or not understand anything others say, even though they understand you?
Oh, not understand anything anyone else says, but everyone else understood me. Totally.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
you would
could
live
just
in
keep talking.
your own perfect world then.
Yeah. Yes. Where's the difficult questions, guys?
Yeah, but what about your children?
I thought this was super difficult.
If you don't know what your children are telling you, or your husband.
Fine. I don't know what he's saying half the time anyway.
Exactly. God, they don't talk. And also, we can never, as Ursula said in The Little Mermaid, don't underestimate the language of the body.
Oh my God! And her 8 arms and legs and yeah.
He's
and
actually
everything.
based on the actress Divine.
Mhm.
You should check out some Divine movies with John Waters. They're fabulous.
Oh, John Waters! I love him.
I love John Waters.
When are we going to watch John Waters together?
When indeed.
Can we do like a podcast / movie
night
or something like that?
Would that be us just streaming a film and then talking at the same time? Because that would be like the most disturbing thing ever. I hate it.
Female Trouble.
Movies. What's wrong with you
I love
guys?
that movie.
Which one?
Female Trouble.
Ooh,
Yeah.
that would be cool.
That's like one of my favorite Waters. I haven't seen it in years though. It has a scene where Divine rapes Divine.
Ooh, it's like self-rape,
Yeah, but by two different people.
but the same at the same time.
Yeah.
I haven't seen it. I should have seen it. Why haven't I seen it?
Why haven't you? It's got a fabulous scene. My favorite John Waters scene of all time, where Divine storms down the stairs because she wants cha-cha heels for Christmas. And she doesn't get her cha-cha heels, and so she ruins Christmas for everyone. She's following the Christmas tree over her parents, and she's stomping all the Christmas presents. It's great. It's so liberating.
I'm loving this already.
It's great. I'm sorry, I don't usually drink wine this early.
But it's good.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe.
I don't know if I'm like too much or not enough.
I was thinking about asking, there's another question just from the ones that we had the last time, but I really liked it. Would you rather have a parrot attached to the back of your head all the time, or never again to be able to speak?
Oh,
Well, a parrot.
A parrot.
Why not? But I mean,
A parrot, a bird.
yeah, but why not? Why wouldn't you?
my thought about that the last time was that the parrot has a shorter lifespan than you. but after a while you would have a dead,
Change the parrot.
stinking... No, you can't change the parrot. It's one parrot. So you get to have that one dead, stinking parrot.
A parrot, not the same parrot.
I think we're just interpreting the question differently. Do we have some kind of an answer to this, Godre? Is it a parrot or the parrot?
I'm not
She has
sure.
to check.
It's a parrot.
Yeah, a parrot.
So you get to...
When a parrot dies, you get another parrot.
Yeah, right?
Well,
I mean, I presume that the sort of the feet would be stuck in your scalp or something, and it would be messy with the poo. I talk a lot. That's, what I do. My shtick.
It would be very, very handy when you're inside all the time. You can't go out to talk to people, but you'll
You have
always
a parrot to
have
talk to.
I'll do a podcast. I'll be like a pirate thing. I'll do a pirate theme.
But though, the parrot would only talk to you in a baby voice. Remember that.
Well,
I had
voice or like people speaking to babies, because you said baby voice, but
the
then
people speaking to babies.
The way that people talk to babies.
Yeah, that's the one. It doesn't really have a name, does it?
No, it's the baby voice. That's what I call it.
Yeah.
Baby voice is the voice you're using when speaking to babies, or when you just found a boyfriend and you're 18 years old. And you talk to them like that, and I just fucking, I loathe it. But back to the parrots. I have something really important about the parrot.
Yeah, Katrina is asking, can you have several different parrots? Yes, you can. You can have many parrots. Parrots, like a more colorful one for festive occasions and a more subtle one for the office.
Yeah, but that goes back to my thing that I had an idea when I was like 20 years old, that you should have a pirate for parrots and a parrot for pirates. That if you're a pirate and you don't have a parrot, you could buy a canned one. You open and you put it on you. You could choose one for festive occasions and you could choose another one. And if you're a pirate and you're missing out on a pirate, you could have a canned pirate to sit on if you're feeling lonely and so on. So this could be something for the occasion that you have to have a parrot attached to you for the rest of your life. You could just buy one in a can. It's my huge business idea, which I never put to life.
Well done, you heard
millionaire.
I did never make any money out of this. That's why I'm still in the university. Yep.
Because neither parrots or pirates have any money.
No, I know.
Terrible consumer.
I know, it's a bad consumer idea.
No.
Yeah, that's why it didn't work out so well for me.
Sorry for hammering that home. Yeah.
That's why I'm having dollars and diamonds on my hoodie. That's all the money I'm gonna get.
You know what I'm going to do now? I'm going to put out a link in the chat, so anyone who wants to join into the Hangout and keep talking about serious stuff or funny stuff, you just click on this link, guys, and join the Hangout.
Oh, she's got the link.
I'm so excited.
I want to meet Nymphy.
Yeah, Nymphy.
Also,
And Katrina, I want to meet everybody.
I want to meet everybody. And also Anonymous. I have no idea about Anonymous, but Anonymous seems nice.
Yeah, our Finnish Anonymous disappeared again, unfortunately.
Oh, it's too bad.
Probably got a bit tipsy and rambunctious and just...
Yeah, they like the serious topics, not the funny ones.
Yeah.
Now I have a child standing outside my door saying, Mama, Mama.
Mama, what does Alve want?
I don't know. He wants something.
He
Apparently,
wants
he wants
something.
to bother me, as kids do.
Yeah, that's what we're used to by now. That's what you're looking forward to, Godri. And my door is still locked. That's what I was looking for. Yep.
I had a boyfriend doing the baby talk thing in bed once.
Oh no!
Oh my God!
Who did? Did you, or did you get talked to?
No, I got spoken to.
I didn't hear you. So yeah, but how? What happened?
No, it was a terrible turn off. It was really awkward. It was like, would you? Who's your boot?
No.
No.
No, maybe that sounded more like a dog talk than a baby. But you did the baby talk. I don't know.
It's the same thing, I think.
Maybe the person you were having sex with, you know, he thought that girls like to be called bitches in bed, but then he thought of a girl dog instead, and then it was like, how would
The
I
literal bitch.
Yeah, how would I talk to a girl dog? And like, what is it? Who's a good girl?
Theory as any for what the fuck he was doing, I suppose.
Who's a good girl?
Who is a good dog girl? Yeah. I wasn't. I was sort of freezing up. It's like, no. Yeah.
How do you even handle that? I don't know.
Yeah.
Oh, no. I'm getting pictures in my head now. It's not good. Not good at all. Not good at all. So anyone wants to join? Or what's up with that?
No, Katrina says she really has to go. She says, I took a break from cleaning to watch this. I really have to go back to that.
Come on, Katrina. It's Saturday night.
And we just really want to see if this works.
Yeah, someone has to click on the link to see if it works. Come on, guys.
You can wear a mask if you don't want to show your face.
We prefer it.
Oh, we'd prefer it, yes. That would be really interesting. That would be super interesting.
Yeah, Nymphy, for example, just says that parrots poop every 5 minutes. She knows because she has 5 of them.
Oh, wow. Are they attached to the back of her head is my second question.
I think
but is it like one parrot pooping every 25 minutes? And 5 pooping every 5.
Yeah, so if she has 5 parrots that poop every 5 minutes, then there's 1 parrot pooping every minute.
Maybe they have a teeny tiny little bit of poo.
Maybe it's not that bad.
Yeah, just 1 poo each.
Is there any topics that we want to talk about, like serious topics?
Yeah, I'm sorry.
No, come on, don't be sorry. We're having fun here. But I'm just asking for us not to be into like whoosh stuff if we're missing something that we think that's important.
We actually made an announcement on our Facebook page that we're going to talk about the mommy mafia and the media moms. So I'm guessing we should talk about that, right?
But I don't know, that seems like a fairly Swedish thing, doesn't it? I don't know. That was just my idea of like, okay, women making their own identities.
Mm-hmm. But that's like a secondary thing to the thing that we started talking about. But still, I find it interesting, and just to show the Swedish kind of parts of it. So, just go ahead and tell us a bit about it.
I think that women making their own identities, being a woman is always going to be important. Gentlemen can make their own identities, and often they make their own identities, based on hobbies or, professions. For instance, musicians and actors and, that sort of thing. That it means something. It's a very loaded sort of thing. And you join a particular group on account of that. Ladies, we don't do that really because we don't really have that many groups to join, bar being mothers. That's like our thing that we get to do on our own, and that's how we get to create an identity in our own way. And I think that sort of niching ourselves a little bit is a way to sort of subgroup yourself, and also to place yourself against other women, because it's not enough just to be something, you also have to be against something else. And I think that that's what this whole discussion is about, whether you're like the mommy mafia who thinks that you should nurse all the time and no nursing, is ever enough, and always has opinions about other mothers and this and that, and then the media moms who have like being a mother being like a product that they sell, that the fact that their mothers is a part of their brand, the fact that they're mothers but they don't act in any way motherly is their brand. That's the media mom that I don't know, like the way that I view it. And that's another way of being a mom, is that you are, lots of celebrity moms do that, don't they? That, they brand themselves as mothers, but they're terribly unmotherly. Anna Nicole Smith, I was watching the Anna Nicole Smith show, and yeah, I know I'm 15 years late, but that was really interesting. The way that she was being, I think that she could have learned a lot from today's media mom, that she didn't have to be as, haunted by yesterday's ideals as she were. I think that she probably felt very bad about herself being a parent, because she was trying to have her cake and eat it. She was trying both to be, the mother that we all want to have, the Moomin mom, but also live her own life and completely ignoring her child. And I think that that's, it's a conflict in today's sort of motherhood, is that you get to pick your role to either be, the Moomin mom, or to completely ignore your children, I suppose, and to live your motherhood and to sort of run your feminist agenda by not being a mother. I don't know if you get my drift here.
I do. But Anna Nicole, wasn't she the one who got the child that was blind and all that stuff because she took too many drugs while being pregnant?
I don't think he was blind.
Maybe I'm not. I'm thinking about the woman. No, that's one of these British celebrities who was. She had a child with what's his name? Peter.
Yeah, Peter Andre.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Jordan.
Oh, yeah, Jordan. Yeah.
No, that's the one. Sorry, I'm totally confusing all these big-boobed ladies.
I love Anna Nicole Smith. I think she's fabulous. I think, I think that society let her down. I think that in the same way as Lulu Ferrari, I think that society bloody well let her down. And I think that it has to do with her boobs, because I think that they're put in this box where they're so woman, womanified. They're forced into being women and forced to play, fuckable objects.
You mean like their boobs are not compatible with their persona? That the boobs made them something that they weren't?
I mean that the boobs just define them.
Yeah. That's
and
probably what I'm trying to say.
Like that or not, no one can be put into like a box and said that this is who you are. You're going to be. I see that walking down the streets. I have gentlemen, giving me looks like you look like a woman who wants me to have sex with you because of your big bosom, but I don't. Thus, I am better than you. And you can't help the way you look, but your body always defines you in the patriarchy, and it makes people think that you want certain things, even though you just happen to have a particular body shape. And I think that both of these ladies, they tried to do something. They tried to play the game, and it's really, really rough. It's super rough being a woman, and it's very. I don't know. It's you get caged in this box. And I don't know, it's very difficult to combine, the character that you have to play of being a mother and the character that you have to play of being like this sort of fuck toy. It's really difficult to combine the two in a way that society can approve of.
Yeah.
I totally agree.
I just remembered that when, how old is my oldest? For like maybe 6 years ago, I, for some reason, got into a conversation with this like 13-year-old girl from Australia, like on Skype or something. I don't know why it didn't happen, but it did. And she was really being a real bitch, seriously. But she was like, "Oh, so you're a mother? Why are you on internet? That's totally bloody. You should take care of your kid." And I'm like, I am, but he's sleeping right now, so it's not like I'm neglecting him.
But I always said that being on internet is really slutty.
It is. Really putting yourself out there.
Shit. I get so tired. Yeah. But
it's like you're going topless.
Yeah. It's like I was not keeping myself and my motherhood in the personal, private sphere. Thus, I was being a bad mother, in her opinion. Her mother was never on the internet, and I was like, well, poor her. She's missing out.
When she was a baby, maybe there was no internet.
No.
Maybe she just had bad coverage from growing up in the forest.
No, she was actually growing up in a mansion. This was a really spoiled brat.
Okay. But that was an interesting interaction from a 13-year-old.
Really?
Yeah.
Today is 20... God, what? She was 13.
Yeah, she must be
19 now today. She's old enough to have her own kids.
Maybe I should
it's time to get off internet.
I should try to find her and say, hey, are you a mother yet? Are you still on the internet? I want to talk about this shit.
Maybe she won't even remember that.
Probably not.
Johanna Nymphy tried to join, but she just saw some other stuff. She just couldn't do that. Maybe you have to approve her or something?
Maybe we should try to get a new link. Maybe the old one doesn't work when we're live.
Maybe.
Let me just try and get it.
Yeah, we're new on this technical stuff, so we're doing our best, guys.
Guys, this is the first time we're trying that, so please be patient about that.
Here we go. I'm pasting something else. So as
it looks like it's exactly the same link, though.
Yeah. You should just try and see what happens.
Or we can try to invite her by
email, but then we have to have...
But I think I have, because I think I know who she is.
You think you know who she is?
Yeah, I only know one person who has 5 parrots. It was a giveaway. It was a giveaway with the 5 parrots.
Yeah, Nymphy says that she's trying to jump but can't for some reason, so...
Let's see now if I can find her.
I don't know.
I'm wondering. I would like to know what happens actually. Nymphy.
Yeah, exactly. Me too.
What error message do you get?
She just sent
she sent an image.
Just a few posts.
There
above.
we go.
Oh.
Wow.
That's probably not supposed to go up.
I sent her email in our group chat, guys.
Yeah, I saw that pop up in the live thing.
Oh, is that also shown live right now? Is it?
Yeah.
No.
Who? Where? What?
It's going to be super popular.
I'm super confused right now because I'm not looking at the page.
No, I think that's only for us, I think.
I don't see anything.
Me too.
If only we had a man here, eh?
I think that's
shut up.
I know, yeah.
No, but
Funny. Yeah, I know. I'm sorry. It's not even a funny joke, I suppose.
Yeah, but still, I get that all the time. It's what bothers me the most is that I got this comment from a guy who asked me. It was kind of like a job interview, but not really. Never mind the context. But it's like, oh yes, I was wondering, how's your family situation? Do you have kids? And blah blah blah. And even that being a question is just offensive to me because I don't think it matters. But still, and I said that, oh, yes, I have 2 boys and blah blah blah. And he said that, yeah. That's really lovely, but wouldn't you like to have a little princess? And I'm just like,
what about me? I'm a princess.
Yeah.
Yeah, the only answer to that is, yeah, I would, but I'm not king, so...
Or I'm trying desperately online to find my one true love. Yeah.
I would actually, the first thought that came up in my head was that I'm really, really trying, but it's not working out for me because I have trouble, and I wanted to go into all this physical descriptions of my uterus and what's not working and blah, 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 which is completely not true, but that's what exactly would be the opposite of what he wanted to hear.
Yeah.
I've been trying for 16 years now, but it's not working.
16 years, and we conceive only boys, and we keep on having the ultrasounds. And whenever we eat,
Killing them off.
like, oh no, get it out, get it out.
Yeah, just
Yeah, we have
smash
an
'em.
entire closet full of just jars full of pieces with penises.
There is actually one really, really old and terrible museum in Lund at the university where they keep these old jars of experiments that they made like 150 years ago.
Oh, we have that now as well.
Yeah.
It's
But
gross.
this one is not official. It's really secret. You have to know someone to get in there because they're ashamed that there
Crazy.
exists.
Crazy.
But, yeah.
Maybe they should.
Johanna, I've sent you her email on 2 places now. If you can invite her, please.
Where did you send me the invites?
In the group chat, in the Hangout, and also in our chat in the other Hangout.
Okay. I'm just
We
gonna
have
check.
so many hangouts, you
Yeah.
guys. You can't imagine.
We're so hanging outy.
We're so hanging out there.
Yeah.
It's good I'm not a mother.
So slutty.
Yeah, I thought that boys like lip gloss. They don't.
Boys with lip gloss.
No,
What?
I thought that lip gloss was one of these things that boys liked. Boys don't like lip gloss.
Boys don't like lipstick.
Or nail polish.
Lipstick. It's like all of my boyfriends I've ever had has been like, oh, don't put stuff on your lips. It's so disgusting to kiss. And also, if they have a mustache, they're like, it's going to be stuck in my mustache, and it will smell like cherry vanilla rest of the evening.
I'm talking about fucking, some lip chalk stain with vanilla Coke flavor. I'm talking, posh lip gloss.
No, but that's a thing. They want us to look like we have pussies in their face.
But I thought they did. But apparently they don't. They think it's vulgar.
Yeah, but vulgar. It's the slut and the Madonna thing all over again. You're damned if you do, and you're damned if you don't. I
want to be Madonna, or not the Madonna.
But the Madonna, I would like to. But yeah.
Oh, but that is actually very interesting. I was just thinking about that earlier today, actually. The thing where if you're pregnant, for example, you can't be sexy. I know there are some sub topics in different sex sites that is, pregnant women, but that's not. They're still not sexy. They're just pregnant, and that is the sexy thing. So that it has to be a fetish for that to work out.
The pregnancy in itself is the sex part, not.
Yeah, exactly. That is the mother whore, combination. But for let's say regular people to be a little bit, like that. It's like when you get pregnant, you can't be sexy anymore. It's your boobs are bigger, but it's because they're preparing to give to breastfeed, so still not that sexy, even though it looks good, but don't really want to touch it. It's weird. It's very weird that you can be either one of them, but you can't be both at once. There's not a possibility to be a sexy pregnant woman if you're not into the fetish thing.
Yeah, but maybe that's because of the nature. Like, if you're not pregnant, that means that you can get pregnant, and that's what drives people towards you, like in a nature sense.
Biology. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. But that then when you get, that means that you cannot get more pregnant. Maybe that's why. I don't know. Yeah. It's like I tend to think about this in the lowest level possible, like in the instinct level.
The common denominator. Now we see only Lisa's boobs. Yay!
Woo!
Welcome, everyone.
Yeah. I was thinking about Nymphy. I have invited her, but nothing happens. I'm wondering what's wrong. I don't know.
I became too drunk and slutty.
Yeah, probably.
Oh. Nymphy says in the comments that there's even a How I Met Your Mother episode about how you can't be sexy when you're pregnant.
Oh shit.
And
she's really into this TV thing. I love it.
Yeah. And then in the ending, Barney says that breastfeeding makes you sexy again, which is a little bit weird. I haven't seen that because from I'm guessing that's Barney just liking when there's boobs all over the place.
Even though he's gay in real life.
Yeah, but that's not his character.
Gays love, or sorry, gay gentlemen, well, and probably ladies, love boobs.
Yeah, that's actually true. That's
I love boobs. I mean, maybe not my own, but other people's.
You don't like your own boobs?
No, I think they're too big. It's like all the things you've been saying about people looking at them and they're just in the way and just yeah, it's not comfortable.
They're in the way.
Yeah, they're in the way of things. I would like to be without boobs every now and then, just because the feeling of not being top heavy.
Take them off.
Yeah, no. My cousin had to remove hers because she was falling over. It was, it's not very comfortable.
I was really worried for like getting breast cancer and having to remove one, and I just sort of tumbling over to the other side.
Yeah, I would totally remove both in that case.
You know that story about the Amazons, that they removed their right boob because they couldn't shoot a bow.
Yeah, because the boob was in the way.
I can totally not relate to that, but I can relate to it as far as my boobs are very small and they are never in the way when I'm shooting a bow. So I can totally understand why you want to do that.
How often do you shoot a bow? Come on.
It happens. Come on, it happens. That's how I met my fucking husband.
How I met your mother.
That's how I met your father.
That's cool.
Exactly. No, it was because it's not because of bow shooting, but because we were in the same movie production. He was an actor. I was a production assistant, and he needed to practice his bow shooting, and I was going to assist him. And
so it's actually true.
Cupid came in and
shots
also,
you in the face.
I totally overshone him in this, and I got the Red Bull eye, not the Red Bull, the bull eye, the bull's eye, and he was totally impressed, and I'm like, yeah, I dig this guy. He's totally impressed.
And you're so gonna marry me and have 2 kids with me. Bye.
No, the other way around actually. He was like, I'm so gonna marry her and have 2 kids with her.
And you're like, okay, what the hell?
Yeah, actually, pretty much.
Yeah. So do we get Nymphy in?
Now it feels like such a project. I really want to get her in there. That would be so cool.
Yeah, Nymphy also says that it's totally bullshit what I just said. You don't pull your arm by the breast. You have the hand up by your chin. I'm pretty sure historians have the...
that's right. That's right.
I say I'm sorry. I'm sorry for...
You're still cool, Hannah. Don't worry.
Reproducing myths about boobs and Amazons and armory.
This one off.
I love that we're ending up talking about armory. This is the best outcome ever.
Yeah.
Armory is nice. Armory and boobs. Yeah, but so what about Nymphy? Anyone got the chat up?
No, she's trying to join, but you invited her. She's trying to join. She says.
Shut up! Stupid technology.
Yeah.
It's not my fault. I really
we'll try to.
It's not my fault.
We'll try to do that ourselves, I think, another time, like to just check this, how to do that, how to deal with that, and let's just not waste too much energy on this now. Then.
Do we have any gentlemen viewers? Because
I have no idea.
It's like a cliche that it's like a bunch of ladies talking about lady issues type of thing.
Well, it is actually quite stereotypical, but it's on the other hand also all the blogosphere and this kind of interaction and this kind of communicating is very. It's a way that females feel more drawn to. Women read more blogs. Women interact in more blogs than men do. Men are more in political discussions in news magazines online and stuff like that.
Like a waste of time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, totally.
You can be here.
Okay, but I mean, it does seem a bit. I mean, I know that yes, okay, fine. Statistically, we're going to be a bunch of ladies talking about lady issues with children and wombs, but it can't be a total fish fest. Do we have any gentlemen in the?
I don't think we have no.
No,
not right now.
Not anymore, I think.
What does that say about us? Well, I mean, guys, don't you feel that this is something that's worth talking about? I know that we've sort of wandered off. I mean, where do gentlemen talk about being fathers and stuff?
I think maybe we are going to have to have a special guest.
Maybe from the Pappa-podden or something.
From the what?
There's like I should investigate this more, but there's a pod or two about fatherhood that we could investigate, having some people join in.
We should invite. Sorry, yeah, God, I'm. This is like another Swedish blogger, but we should invite Odd Spawnberg.
Ooh.
Who?
Odd Spawnberg.
Isn't his name that?
I think so, yeah.
Maybe?
Oh my God, is that Blondine Bella's husband?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, that would be so cool. Seriously.
What?
Yeah, best idea ever.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so guys.
Food and parenthood and just, enjoying life. Yeah. And maybe decorating my sitting room.
That would be lovely.
Yeah.
Yeah, and actually one of our viewers said that it's great minds think alike because
yeah, she also said invite Odd Spångberg.
yeah.
Oh.
Well, I think if nobody has any more questions to one another, we should maybe
wrap this up.
Yeah.
Yeah. Any topic you feel like you wanna add to the podcast this time, Lisa? That we haven't talked about yet?
No, I don't think so.
Yeah, so
ooh, there was one we were talking about whether or not what sort of a gender neutral parenthood might actually mean. We were talking about whether or not you can have that. Is that the way that you sort of actually, Johanna, this is something to do with what you were talking about earlier. Is it the way that you treat your children? Is it how, the clothes you buy, how you raise them, which cartoons they're allowed to watch? Or, can you have like a gender neutral, raising of your children without including the way that you interact with your partner or, other persons in your surroundings by, with the opposite sex? I was thinking about that because it does seem rather strange that we have all these. I mean, obviously, this is like a ladies' thing, as we were saying. There's a bunch of ladies talking with other ladies about, motherhood and how we're going to raise our children and stuff. How are we going to make sure our sons are, fully rounded human beings when they grow up? Where's the fathers? The fathers are gone. They're off, putting our children to bed. They're not here interacting with ourselves.
No.
So is this like a project that us, the ladies, run? Is it? Because that seems like a little bit of a sort of an oxymoron that, women should have to have the responsibility of making sure that, the gender stereotypes and the gender roles of this generation doesn't impact the next by themselves.
Exactly.
That seems it's unfair. Does it really matter how many sort of rainbow-coloured, raincoats I buy for my child as long as I'm the one buying them?
Exactly. That was what I was meaning as well. I mean, I'm doing all these things already because that's who I am. And how is this ever going to change if I'm fighting for it? And no one else is. It's difficult. Because I know that all these things, when we try to raise awareness about these things, about gender roles and blah, 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 and all these things that happen, it feels like when other people, or if we're talking about us, we the enlightened ones, and when we're talking about the other ones, are we only like some kind of thing that comes on display sometimes, and that's interesting to look at, but then let's just fall back into our regular stuff and look at all these interesting feminists or gender questioning groups of people. Look how good they're doing. Never mind, let's go have coffee and be good again. Nothing's ever going to change. That's how I feel sometimes, because it's like, oh, you're doing admirable work. Good for you. But then what? Do you understand my frustration?
Yes.
It's of course like all my kids are going to have a good time in school and it's going to be so equal and nice, but in the end it's just going to be like we fall back into having them play football and boys will be boys. Let them hit each other up and smack each other's head in the playground because they're just boys. Never mind all the nice things we were talking about. It's too difficult to deal with. It's all going to work out fine in the end. Let them be boys. Yeah, but that's obviously,
against stereotyping, and it's like I think you can just get tired of going and reacting to this, but like it's like you do whatever you can, but in the end it's not only you, and that's what's the most frustrating thing. Exactly your point, Johanna. Johanna. So I'm not sure, but I really admire. Again, it's admirable that you guys really try not to put the stereotypes at home. Like, no, don't do this. Only boys cry. No, only girls do that. Don't do that because, come on. This, I think, even though it's kind of not that big in the whole scope, even though I think it's quite a big thing, but it's taking off some of the stereotype off your children's shoulders. Maybe it's making them better people in the end, no?
Yeah.
I think it really goes to show that it's like a woman's issue, and that men, I don't know if, I'm sure that men think that it's somewhat of an issue, but then again, this is like women are the one who has like a problem with having to be the sole parents of the children and the main parents of the children, and having to change the children and having any interest in, child rearing, and those we're the only ones doing it. And considering that, women's action is always being seen as less important than gentlemen's actions and queries, it's always going to be viewed as less important than if fathers have the same. I know this is a very, very, it's a really stupid and basic observation, but where's all the dads fighting for the exact same thing? I know there's a few of them, and they get an awful lot of space in the media, which is, all well and good, but where's the general dad actually fighting for this? I'm not any particular, I'm of no importance. And I'm the one doing this to try and, change. I'm the one learning about it, and I'm the one trying to learn more so I can change my own behavior towards my son, and thus, in the end, the world. Meanwhile, gentlemen don't think it's that big a deal. It's more like a hobby for girls type of thing.
I think this is super interesting because I was just bringing into the concept that I was brought up by my dad because my mom left, and she had she studied and had a career and whatever. I was brought up by my dad, me and my brother, and so I have a hard time seeing why won't more people do that? Why won't more women leave and do things and leave their kids with their dads? And why won't more dads be willing to say, I want to do this? Because that's what happened with us. It's just like, yeah, but of course you have the house and I want to study, you take the kids, and that's going to be fine. And that was never an issue for me. And never an issue for him either. So I get so frustrated because I grew up thinking this was kind of a thing that could happen, but I do not see that now, ever.
But maybe if you guys know somebody who could tell us more from a men's perspective, we should really do that. We should invite them and just talk about that. Maybe it's not that bad as we think it is. I don't know.
I shouldn't invite my dad to see what. Yeah.
For example, yeah, or that guy that has a blog or something. I think it's a big topic on its own to have a whole evening for it already. Like, because now we're far from our main topic, aren't we? No, we're not really. But I think we should dedicate more time for this.
We should. But the next time we're having this podcast, we actually have, as a special guest, our very own, very beloved teacher, Michael Krona.
He's a dad.
He's a dad. We can talk about that with him as well. But he's an expert on terrorist communication, and we're going to talk about feminism, ISIS, and women in extremist environments.
Fun.
That's gonna be an awesome episode.
All fun and games, totally.
Yeah, looking forward to creating the would you rather questions. That topic.
Yeah, me too.
The parrot one for everyone. But anyway, I think that this is a good time. We've been going on for 2 hours exactly now, which is a perfect wrap-up time. This is actually what we thought about. So for you guys on the screen, let's continue offline. And for you guys at home, thanks for viewing. And the next time will be in exactly 2 weeks at 6 o'clock, and we will have Mikael Krona as our guest and talking about women in terrorist groups. And also we will ask him a few questions about being a dad, of course. Just
ask him, would you rather be a mother with like a mother's responsibility, or a father with all, the terrible parts that comes with being a father?
Oh, we should totally have that. The last guest is talking, giving a question to the next guest.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Great.
You just did it, Lisa.
Awesome.
With that last thing, Lisa, thank you for coming. Hang in there. Don't hang up. We will keep talking offline after we're done. So I'm stopping the broadcast now. Everybody, goodbye.
Stay tuned.
Bye.
Bye.
Cheers.